Hey guys, I'm Blake Tillery with Senate in a Minute for Week 5. Rubber hit the road this week. We had a few bills pass the Senate. Some of them I think you might find kind of interesting. The first one dealt with drones. Drones might be fun to fly, but we're having issues here in Georgia with folks trying to fly them over our prison institutions. They're looking at guard positionings, they're trying to drop contraband, and that's not going to fly for obvious reasons, no pun intended. Senate Bill 2 tries to address this. I look forward to watching this bill as it moves through the House. We also saw movement on what's called the Interstate Licensure Compact. It sounds very complicated, but it's actually incredibly simple. We've got medical professionals moving to Georgia all the time, and those professionals were licensed in their home state, seeing patients there. But when they move to Georgia, they have to get a license here. And sometimes that process can be long and tedious. We need to do everything we can to speed up the process of licensure so those medical professionals can make money here in Georgia, but also so they can see the sick populations, particularly in rural areas, that we really need them to see. Senate Bill 16 addresses this, tries to speed up that process, and I look forward to seeing this bill move through the House now that it's crossed through the Senate. We also saw movement on two issues that I've spoken to you about time and time again. The first one's broadband. In the 1930s and 40s, you know that I think the EMCs provided that last mile of service to homes so that homes could be connected to electricity for the first time. I don't understand why we can't use the EMCs now for the 21st century version of electricity, and that's broadband. We've already used that system to do this once. Senate Bill 2 would allow us to use that system to do it again, this time on broadband. We also saw movement on a huge issue for our state from Governor Kemp this week. It's on health care. He introduced his Patients First Act. It seeks to do two things. One, to reform Medicaid. Most of us agree it's a broken system, and we've got to do something different. Senate Bill 106 allows Governor Kemp to ask for permission from the federal government to do something different on Medicaid here in Georgia. It also allows him to address an issue that I've heard about from many of you. You're paying health care insurance premiums that are sometimes 2 or 3 times the amount of your mortgage. That's money that you ought to be spending on your children, on their college, on cars, on homes. When you're spending more on your health care insurance premium than you are on your mortgage, well, we've got a problem. Because when you're spending it on a health care insurance premium, you don't even have the hard asset to show for it. What Governor Kemp's asked for in Senate Bill 106 is the ability to address the private health care market through innovative procedures, using new technologies, using new studies, instead of taking and doing what the federal government previously asked us to do, and take a Georgia solution to a Georgia problem. I look forward to working with him to see if we can address this to not only make health care cheaper for Georgians, but also to try to save your tax dollars in the process. Speaking of tax dollars, we got some unsettling news this week. The Georgia economy has been gangbusters for many, many months. It's why we were able to reduce taxes for the first time since the 1930s. It's why we've been able to fully fund education. It's why we've been able to do a lot of good things, including, like I said, returning money to you. But last month's budget numbers, or income numbers, showed a $300 million loss, a negative 12.5% for the first time for the largest loss in a very long time. If that continues, the happy days and the glorious days of being able to spend extra money on teacher retirement and education and bonding for roads and bridges will obviously come quickly to a halt. I'm not sounding the warning bells yet, but I'm telling you we need to keep watching this trend because it is a little bit unsettling. Something that hasn't been unsettling is the groups that have come to visit. This week we had groups come visit from Montgomery County, Toombs County, Wayne County, and also from Telfair County. It's been great to host folks. I love it when you come up here to visit. I look forward to hosting groups from Treutlen and Appling County in the week to come. If you're going to be in the area, please give me a call. The number up here is 404-656-0089, or send me an email at blake.tillery@senate.ga.gov. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve you in the Senate, and that's Week 5 for Senate in a Minute.